Hello everybody and welcome back to Full Throttle Drive. Thank you as always for joining me on the channel. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed today's video and want to subscribe and join us. We would absolutely love to have you here. But before I jump into today's video, and I know you guys are absolutely excited, I know I am, to talk about what I found on the forums, I think we're gonna do a little bit of a different video. Usually it's been me in front of the Audi, or maybe I've been on my mic lately, but it's a beautiful morning. I don't have the garage open right now, but it's a nice morning and I thought, let's jump in the R8. I have a few things I gotta take care of, and then I can stop and I'm gonna make this video and talk to you guys, so it'll be inside of the Audi R8. Just a little bit of a different scenery for you guys, and talk about this very exciting news about this key fob and what we think it could entail. But first, let's jump in the Audi and get going. All right, well, as you just saw, as I turned it on, I have some low tire pressure. So before we get going, I need to actually air up the tire really quick. I'm not sure, that's the only thing, just a little bit of a frustrating thing. I realized that it's letting me know I have low tire pressure. It does not let me know which tire has low tire pressure. So now I get to figure out which one it is. It's kind of annoying. My 07 Acura tells me which tire and how much pressure. This doesn't even tell me how low it is. It just says it's low. So, all right, well, we'll check out all of the tires and get them aired up, whichever they need and how much. Alrighty, so a bunch of them were low. Actually, I think all four. Now that could be we're getting colder weather. The only thing is I put air in them and I saw silver caps. Now that doesn't always mean that they use nitrogen, but I bought this car obviously out of state. I forgot to ask them what they put in the tires. If any of you guys know exactly how you would know or not whether it's nitrogen, I've always been told that sometimes the silver cap indicates that. I know I can top it off with air, but that means the air has to be purged later if I did just add air to the nitrogen tires. So interesting. Have to figure that out later, but let's get going. I'm gonna run some of these errands and then let's talk about this key. Alrighty, sorry for the shadows. I know it's a little bit weird, but I couldn't really find any other place to park in this parking lot that had decent visibility. The Audi sits so low and then the top comes down. It's just hard to explain, but it's morning too, so I'm kind of getting this morning sun. But let's talk about this key. And so I'm gonna throw it up right now and you're gonna see. And so this was leaked from Jalopnik, and we don't really know who. I couldn't find out exactly what the reasoning was, but it looked like they kind of joked as if, or maybe didn't joke, but they kind of said, if anybody has seen this key. So I don't know if that's an odd way to try and leak something, like they acted like the key was lost and they had their hands on it. Now, Jalopnik is known for having a lot of good information. You know, if you go back, they were very good about their C7 information. They had a render that was for the C7 that was about a year before it came out, and it was spot on with what the C7 ended up looking like. So this key fob that you're seeing, what you obviously are going to notice on the first image is that there is a frunk. There is a double two tap that doesn't just open the rear of the car, but the front of the car. And the only reason usually you would ever have that is for a frunk, is so you could actually put it in the compartment bay. You know, usually you have a non-automatic latch if you have a engine in the front. They could be changing that, but it sure looks like that isn't the case. And it's really, really interesting. And then if you flip it over, there is an embossing of the Cadillac logo. Now this is where it gets kind of crazy, because the first thing is okay, this is kind of cool. This looks like could be a Corvette mid-engine key from GM, but then you see Cadillac, and this brings up a whole host of problems, because then it's like, well, wait, is Cadillac bringing something out? The way I'm looking at it is there's one of two ways that's probably this is going to happen. The first being is Cadillac really is trying to retrofit themselves into this mid-engine design layout, and it's not just going to be a Corvette, it's going to be a Cadillac mid-engine, maybe not supercar, but sports car, whatever you want to call it. And Cadillac really wanted in on this, and so they're going to put this kind of design layout across not just the Chevy, the Corvette lineup, but they're also going to do it for Cadillac. Then there's the second camp, and that is that Cadillac is maybe working on a electric vehicle, and that's a lot more realistic. I think I'm more in the latter, that I highly doubt that Cadillac is getting the mid-engine. I know people have put it on my comments on the video saying, no, Cadillac's the one getting the mid-engine sports car. I still disagree. I do think it's going to be a Corvette. From what I've heard from the insiders that I've heard from, it really is probably going to be a Corvette. It would be very shocking if they end up being just a Cadillac, or even just moving to the Cadillac lineup in addition to the Corvette would be a huge change. So I'm in more of the latter camp, that it's electric vehicle that obviously would not have a front engine. It would be a frunk, and that's what the key would be. Now there's something interesting that I read at the very end of the forums before I made this video, and that was there was an individual that blew it up. And I'm not good at understanding Photoshop, and someone mentioned that the lighting and the way the Cadillac sign looks, and maybe you guys can divulge your information here, is that it was photoshopped, and so it's really not a Cadillac key. That would make more sense, but also, what is the point of doing this? Is just to stir up controversy. If this is Jalopnik doing this, it doesn't make sense for their MO all that much, but it doesn't mean they're not doing it. It doesn't mean it was them. Maybe they just, I don't know. There's a whole dynamic going on here that we don't know all of the information, but it's quite interesting to see, because if this is the Corvette key, it looks really cool. I'm really impressed with it. I like the overall look of it. You know, I'm curious what you guys think about it. Do you like this look? I think it's a cool looking fob. I've talked about my Audi key. It looks like any other Volkswagen key. I hate it. I'm like, you know, it's a nice key. Not that it's not nice. It doesn't stand apart. I feel like this fob looks a little bit different than a lot of the other fobs. And it just gets me excited, because I think it is something maybe hinting at the mid-engine Corvette, or this is what the mid-engine Corvette key will look like, key fob. Very, very cool, very interested. But guys, I still don't think this means we're getting a Cadillac mid-engine supercar / sports car. I really don't. You know, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have more information, share it on the channel. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. But for now, I'm in the latter. I guess there's 2 and 3 options. The second being that they're developing an EV vehicle, an electric vehicle that obviously would not have a front engine, and that's what the key is for. Or again, with this photoshopping allegations, maybe this key doesn't really even exist, or it's just for a completely separate vehicle that we're not aware of. I don't know, but very interesting, because this has been going on the forums the last day or two, and it's stirring up a lot of controversy. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Very, very interested to see what you guys have to say. We will see lots of you know, more information coming up. I'm about to make a new C8 video talking about the renders. I have some insider information that's really cool, but I can't share all that much right now. I'm working on getting a really cool background. A gentleman that's helping me work on a background for maybe going forward, instead of having just the Audi in the background when I'm talking. What do you guys think about having a wall that has a really cool design layout? Maybe something with the C8 Corvette, we'll see. But change it up a little bit. You know, very interesting to see what I might be able to change up. I got a room now designated for filming. My garage has not been too bad, but I'm working on some other things. But guys, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys think? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We would love to have you, you know, introduce yourselves. I always love, you know, I try to respond to every single comment while I can. So I really appreciate all the support. You guys are honestly the best. And again, I appreciate everything you guys do. I hope you guys all have a great day. I will see you next time. As always, take care.